In the previous video, we saw the sales rep capture a sales order for 100 red roof tiles. Let's do a stock by site inquiry. On the delivery site ZA12 for the red roof tiles. And we can see that we've got 50 on hand, but there's an order for 100, which means we're 50 short. So we're going to run MRP. And MRP is going to suggest that we make more roof tiles. It's also going to suggest that we procure raw materials in order to make those roof tiles. So let's have a look at the raw materials on hand. This report, the stock by site report, has got a category filter of 001. So all of the raw materials that we need have got a product category of 001. So when we print, this report only shows us the raw materials that are applicable to our demo. What we can see here is that for each of our raw materials, we don't have any stock on hand. So MRP is going to do two things. It's going to suggest work orders to create the roof tiles. But in order to make the roof tiles, we need to make roof tile mix. And in order to make the roof tile mix, we need to have X amount of raw materials on hand. So when we run MRP, MRP is going to suggest to us purchase orders to procure the raw materials or the ingredients. And it's then going to suggest two work orders, one to make the roof tile mix and one to make the roof tiles. So we start off by running MRP for the manufacturing site ZA012. We allow MRP to calculate all the requirements. And when the report gets displayed, I'm going to close the report and I'm going to open up the Enterprise Planning Workbench to see which work orders and which purchase orders have been suggested by MRP. Now, be aware that this screen has been filtered, so if we look at the criteria, we can see that it's only going to be displaying the raw materials that we need for the presentation. And the inventory site that's been linked to the user is set to 012. So the site filters automatically as well as the product. So we just need to click select and we're then presented with the results of MRP. So if we sort by product, what we can see is that we have material requirements for the roof tile mix. Therefore, X3 is suggesting that we create a work order. We can see that we've got a firm work order for our customer tile warehouse for the roof tiles. Therefore, X3 is suggesting that we create a work order. And in order to make those roof tiles, X3 is suggesting that we buy cement from the supplier, sand, fine sand, and other ingredients. So when we click the grouping workbench, what X3 is going to do is group all of those purchase requirements together under a single purchase order. So for all of the ingredients, we've got the same supplier. If we have different suppliers for each of these ingredients, then that many different suppliers we have is how many purchase orders will be created by MRP. So we're going to hit generate, and MRP is going to create one purchase order for these raw materials for supplier ZA061. This report, if we just scroll down, we'll see there's our purchase order number and our supplier ZA061. So we go down to the material procurement process. We don't need to do any requisitions or RFQs or orders. We've already got our order. We just need to do the receipt. We select new. Escape F11 to get rid of the menus if you can. We're receiving into ZA012. The supplier receiving from is ZA061. For the packing slip, I'm just going to paste the purchase order just to have a reference of what I'm going to be receiving. And then on the left list, what X3 has done, it's filtered the open purchase orders that need to be received for this site for the supplier. And when we select orders on the left list, we can see the reference over there for 12. We select 12. Now, if we're doing a partial receipt, so let's just say the supplier hasn't delivered their product, we simply deselect it. Or if the supplier has delivered that product but is only delivering partial of it, so instead of 15, they're delivering 7 kilograms, then we just change the quantity there. So I'm going to change it back. We need all of it, so we're going to set that back to 15, and we simply hit create. We have enough raw material on hand now, so if we go run that report again, can now see that we've got stock on hand and we can begin production.